A lawsuit update video. Yeah, the complaint is ready to be filed. You know, you have to fill out this stupid other little bureaucratic sheet. It's kind of funny. It's just so archaic and stupid. It's just such a typical bureaucracy crap. It's almost like it almost asks you, you know, whether your horse has 4 shoes and shit. I mean, it's just really stupid. So anyway, yeah, we're rolling. I'll post a link over there. Of the web location you can read the complaint. It's a simple complaint. They're supposed to be simple, just a concise, brief statement, all that kind of shit. So that's it. It's there. I redacted all the important personal information and stuff. JonesR made the accusation. You know, he says he's gotten crank calls since he filed his counter complaint, and so then I guess you should take that up with YouTube, because they're the only people that had your name besides me, and I didn't make any crank calls, and you may in discovery. I won't reject any reasonable discovery motion, so if you want my phone records for the last 3 months, you can have them. You can have my internet IP, you can have any records of anything I've done online, all my YouTube account information, PMs, anything you want, go ahead, no problem. I really don't have anything to hide, fucker. Because I'm not I'm not the dishonest, anonymous fucker on YouTube. You are. So anyway, so he did imply that, but then he takes it back, you know, in another statement. So it just keeps going around in circles with his rhetoric. And it's just, this whole idea is just so funny, because he paints this picture like I'm suppressing speech because I'm forcing anonymous people to give up their anonymity. You know, and that what a horror that is, you know, because I'm attempting to impose something called responsibility, because they don't want responsibility. That sucks, you know. That's just irritating, that responsibility thing, because they don't understand that with liberty, with freedom comes responsibility, and they don't want to have any part of it. But it is just so ironic that he's afraid of his personal information getting out. And why is he afraid? Yes, because the internet is just littered with anonymous cowards who played games with people's lives. And there's people who won't go on YouTube because of these anonymous bastards, because they're going to be completely vulnerable to their whim, and it's not right. It really doesn't have to be that way. There can be some kind of little bit of restraint applied, a little bit of an intimidation there, where people have to think before they act. All right, so anyway, get to cross this board. He did a video, another arrogant asshole who thinks they know the law and all the rest of this crap, and they're going to tell me what this is and what that is. And it's just such bullshit. So anyway, he points out that yes, in previous videos I've said this or that or the other thing about the DMCA. And yes, I've said a lot of things about copyright law and the DMCA and what its intent was and all that crap. And it's in a completely different context. I've never said I don't think... I think it is fair use for somebody to take somebody's content and abuse it. I've never said that. I've said they've had fair use. I think fair use ought to be absolute. That your YouTube video, you put a video on a public service like YouTube, people should be able to take clips of it and argue with those clips. But if they're going to distort and pervert your content and maliciously slander or libel you with your own content, I say that isn't covered under fair use under copyright law. And that's my argument. So stick to the real argument, not the fake argument you keep wanting to create. Then you made some kind of idiotic comparison, like a blocking Nazi. So that's what they're really calling me. They dress me up as Hitler with a Hitler mustache because I'm a blocking Nazi. And it says it's based on the rate of blocking. Well, by 2B Serious's own statement, she blocks at a higher rate than I do based on subscribers. Okay, so why don't you direct all this Nazi crap at her? Okay, that's where it's deserved, apparently. It's just such bullshit. I mean, his videos called me a Holocaust denier. In half the video, he's arrogantly, pompously telling me what I must believe happened in the Holocaust. And you're telling me that I'm the draconian force? That I'm the force saying you must believe? But look, these people are telling you must believe, or I'm going to dress you up as Adolf Hitler. Who have I done that to? If you must believe with me, or Gary might call you a bastard, or a shithead, or a motherfucker, or a skanky cunt. Yeah, get real. I mean, that's hardly a draconian force. I mean, wow, is that ever a horrible, suffocating force I'm imposing on people? I might call them a name. Come on, you fucker. What the hell are you defending? A bunch of anonymous assholes who can't create anything of their own, and who are afraid, cowards, to put their own goddamn self on the line in a goddamn video. Alright, then you also brought up my stupid Happy Hitler Day. It was a good video. And you people can't understand the difference between ridiculing Adolf Hitler, the mass murderer of all time, and his followers, and comparing somebody else to Adolf Hitler, the worst mass murderer in history. And you have basically compared somebody who said skanky cunt and blocked a few people to the worst mass murderer in history, and you think that's rational. You can defend that logic. I mean, you know, get real, you asshole. So again, I'll make this argument one more time about this fucking goddamn fair use thing, alright? It is not fair use to take somebody's content, pervert it, and libel them with it. That's not an exception written into the copyright law. Alright? Copyright law is pretty specific and narrow. And you just can't go any fucking where. You have to be a little bit goddamn fucking careful. Alright, so let's see, and then on the litigious motherfucker thing, let's not forget that in this context it is a derogatory statement, but beyond that, they've used words like frivolous and liar, and you just, there's no denying what the implication of the statement is, what they are saying. Alright, and so it's just stupid to sit there and say, yeah, because I filed lawsuits, everybody who files a lawsuit is a litigious motherfucker, or deserves that categorization. It's just nonsense.
What are you defending? You're defending anonymous cowards who don't produce any content of their own, really, just use the tube for their entertainment purposes to tear other people down. And you're telling me that I'm the epic failure. No, I think you're the epic failure. If you can't see the difference, if you can't understand the word responsibility, I mean, I'm all for liberty, but it's got to come with responsibility. If you think that's responsible behavior, then I think you're an epic failure. All right, on to Bella. So Bella, you know, she points out the sports thing, so she just starts a video by basically saying, I'm drunk. I mean, drunk on sports. I'm a retard. Retarded on sports. Come on. I mean, Jesus, it's a stupid psychological addiction. I mean, it's as sad and pitiful as some housewife watching the soap operas. So, laughs on you. You know, anybody who sits there and proudly admits their obsession with sport and then goes on to talk about how somebody else might be owned by somebody else, it's kind of a joke. Yeah, you're thoroughly owned by your own brain. And then, you know, just the whole idea of defending JonesR videos. I mean, you know, what a joke. Come on, Bella, get real. You know, anybody can play those games. I mean, you don't think I can play those games? You don't think I can sit there and draw some funny images and just attack people, you know, below the belt, so to speak? I mean, fuck that. Anyway, so Mel, can I move on to Mel? I wish she didn't make a video. I wish she'd just leave me the fuck alone. Shouldn't ever reference her, but it's just always trouble. Alright, so no, she just sits there and gives me this whole lecture on what I should do about public and she doesn't even understand what it is. It's not NPR. Cable access television. It's public access television. It's been around for 30 fucking years. There's fucking there's congressional law written about it. It's subsidized out of a tax on cable service, and it's absolutely public access. You can't censor it, only for indecency. That's it, all right? And there's strict law about it. There's constitutional legal precedent, Supreme Court precedent. It's a completely different animal. They don't have any right not to do content. There's no editorial control. They can't do it. All right, and as for the ADA, it's a bullshit. I mean, the law was just stupid because it didn't have any teeth. And as for some people, yeah, some people fail to meet the criteria because some judge just makes it up. I mean, they can just make it up, you know, what they want to decide. But the irony is, in my case, I got the ADA approval, so I mean, that's part of my legal history. So that wasn't the fucking issue. The fucking issue is it has no teeth anyway because you don't even know if you can get punitive damages. And nobody's going to file a case where there's no punitive damages because the real-world damages for not being able to climb a staircase or something are just never going to be enough, you know, to make it worth a lawyer's while to pursue a case for 2 or 3 or 4 years. So whatever. I mean, if they fix the law, great, but they got to put some kind of penalties into the law. It's useless. All right, to be serious, accused me of calling her relatives a liar. Well, first she said the word genitalia like 17 times. I almost threw up. But anyway, I mean, I never accused her of saying anything about the prick word or anything. I just was making the point that people call people useless pricks, all kinds of stuff, all the fucking time, and we don't get all hysterical. And then all of a sudden somebody calls a racist a skanky cunt, and, you know, the world comes to an end. I mean, it's just such hypocrisy and bullshit. I mean, it's embarrassing what you people are doing. It really is. I mean, you're embarrassing yourselves with this nonsense distinctions you're making. So anyway, yeah, I didn't call. Look, your relatives got stories. Fine. Let's see if your relative stories match the forensic facts. Because unfortunately, a lot of stories don't match the facts. There's been a lot of people who have sat there in court and pointed to people and said, he was Ivan the Terrible. And guess what? He wasn't, you know? So, I mean, it just it's it's a little bit fucking dangerous to let that dictate what you're going to believe is true and not true in the world. But yeah, you got the forensic evidence demonstrates something. I'll go for it. I'll even pay attention to stories and eyewitness testimony. I'm just saying that from what I have seen of the fucking evidence, I'm not convinced that millions upon millions of people were gassed deliberately. If from the very beginning of the war and all this other stuff that you tell me I must believe. But fuck you, I don't have to believe what you believe. You can believe what you believe. But you're going to sit there and call me a Nazi sympathizer or sit there and applaud people who are calling me a Nazi sympathizer? Fuck you. It is just complete, absolute bullshit. And you know it. And the whole liar thing, you got caught in 2 fucking lies. So, you're not a very reliable person to be talking about lying. All right, JonesR. Yeah, I was already done with him. It's just the same old bullshit. And I'm running out of time anyway, up to 12 minutes. Shit, I'm gonna have to speed it up. Alright, give me a break, man. Says I've jumped the shark. This comes from a guy who does 2-minute videos of a dog sitting on the goddamn floor. So Victor, yeah, I think you got ate by the shark, a long time ago, and you're being digested by the shark. But who knows? Well, time will tell who's where and what, right?